Guys, and welcome to a new video of Team Troopers, a fictional brand, of course. This video, I'll show you how to reduce lift in your own custom tornado interceptor. Now, I'll make a series about how to make your own tornado interceptor, more like how to design your own interceptor actually. Okay? I think I'm able to do this because I've been a part of the tornado community for a while. So in this video I'll show you how to design your own tornado interceptor, and I'm using PowerPoint. Subscribe. First, chapter 1, reducing lift. But first, let's look at an example, the TIV2. Absolutely one of the best interceptors, honestly. The TIV2, truly one of the best interceptors. You can see many things, just like you can see many things. You can see spikes right here that I just circled. You can see flaps. You can see flaps right here. Two flaps. And model, in the previous model of the TIV2, you can see a black back flap, but now they replaced it with a spike. You can see a IMAX screen right here. You can see bulletproof windows. It's built like a tank, honestly. It has no doors or just nothing, right? And the wheels, you know, these are the parts. Front flap, yeah, these are mostly the parts. Main parts include airbags, engine, flaps, spikes, wheels, turret, etc. By the turret, I mean the IMAX screen thing. Chapter 2, Flaps and Airbags. Now, you might ask, but what do flaps and airbags do? Nerd. Well, to make it simple, tornado interceptors, are built to drive into dangerous weather, and they might be hit by tornado winds, strong tornado winds, and flying debris, ro- and they might get rolled over violent tornadoes. But if you take a normal car, for example, you take your car parked outside your house, take a random car, okay? Under that, in the wheel part, you can see it's a exposed area, right? Now, if you look at supercars, that exposed area is very low because if we make it high, the wind that comes from the front and the back, it might get under the car and it might make cause lift of the car. The car may fly, and not really fly but like go into the air, and yeah, it can cause rollovers, and it can just make the car. So to prevent this, you get airbags airbags and flap. Now this is just a very big explanation. Take it simply, they're large airbags mounted under the tornado interceptor, and the airbags are, you can either take a lever or a switch or just anything to activate the airbags. If we take the Dominator 3, it doesn't have any flaps, it has airbags. It lowers to the ground fully, and it's like that. It stays locked on the ground. Their purpose is to lower the vehicle's center of gravity, making it harder for the tornado winds to roll or flip it. Now, it lowers the vehicle's center of gravity, which makes it harder for tornado winds to roll or make it fly. They reduce the amount of airflow underneath the vehicle, which decreases the lifting force created by high speed winds. They reduce the amount of winds that get under the vehicle, So it's very hard for the winds to roll the vehicle over or make it fly, right? Help the vehicle stay in place while collecting scientific data from inside or near a tornado. When you are intercepting, you in like example the Dominator 3, they're intercepting and collecting scientific data, right? Yeah, so that's why one of the reasons for airbags increase stability by the heavy steel body to sit directly on the ground. They increase stability of the vehicle, by placing the vehicle literally on the ground. Or literally not, because TIV2 only airbags a little bit, not fully to the ground, and then the flaps reach the ground. So technically, the vehicle does not touch the ground. How they work? The crew parks the interceptor in position, the driver, and then the driver activates the air suspension system. The airbags inflate, raising the suspension so the vehicle's armored skirt or frame contacts the ground. With the underside sealed against the road, less wind can get underneath the vehicle, reducing the chance of being lifted. Why is this important? Right? This is important because tornadoes can produce winds over 200 miles per hour. Everybody knows that. One of the most famous examples for that was the Jarrell EF5 Oak tornado, which was potentially an EF6, honestly, right? 200 miles per hour equal to 320 kilometer per hour. Winds flowing under a vehicle can create lift, similar to an airplane wing. By lowering the interceptor onto the ground, the system helps prevent the lift and improve stability, right? Similar to an airplane wing, by lowering the interceptor on the ground, the system helps prevent the lift and improve stability. It makes the interceptor not fly, and also it improves the interceptor to stay in place and not move. Important, this system does not guarantee the vehicle cannot be moved or overturned by a powerful tornado. It only improves. Now, let's talk about these bad boys. What do spikes do? Spikes help prevent sliding of the vehicle. So imagine you're on a grass field, you're ready to intercept, you place the spikes down, you move the spike downwards. Now what this does, when the spikes go down, it helps the vehicle to stay in place and not slide, right? So in the TIV2, there are two back spikes as the latest model and two front spikes here and here, right? So the spikes, you know, help in reducing sliding of the vehicle, right? Now, what does this IMAX screen do? It's not on every interceptor, but just for a fun fact, the IMAX screen, some of you guys might know that the TIV2 was originally made by Sean Cassie. Am I pronouncing his name right or wrong? I don't know. And he was an IMAX filmmaker. The footage was recorded from this turret right here. This turret, right? So this turret was like, it was a camera placed in it, and it could be, the hatch could be removed, like a part of the a part of the screen could be removed, and it can be added back on, and the camera would be there. It could view 360 footage of the tornado. Now, something very important in tornado interceptors is also aerodynamics that I'll explain in later videos. Probably the next video, but I don't know. Now, you can see this gap right here, right? To reduce this gap, the airbags get down, like reaches around here, right? And then the flaps get down and practically stick to the ground. Same with the front flap. But before, in like before years, there were there was a back flap. It could just lower to the ground, right? But now they replaced it with two spikes. And I think that's it for the this video. But if you guys have any doubt, any, just tell me in the comments and I would be happy to answer. Bye. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.